Student, in today's class we are going to study the unit number 4, fungi. In that unit we are going to study the genus Penicillium. So first we are going to see the classification of Penicillium. So we'll see the classification of Penicillium. So the Penicillium comes under the kingdom fungi, division Ascomycota, class Uretiomycetes, order Uretiolus, family Trichomaceae, and then genus is Penicillium. So we'll see the vegetative structure of the mycelium, or occurrence of the mycelium. So they are commonly occur, means they are common to occur, means we can see the commonly Penicillium occur in everywhere, means they are cosmopolitan genus. So we can see the this Penicillium genus everywhere, uh, commonly called as a green molds, just because of their appearance. Just because of their appearance, it's known as the green mold. Just because of their color, it looks like a green color, so that's why it's known as the green mole. Then found in variety of habitat. So this Penicillium can found in various type of habitat. This can be growth on citrus fruits like orange, lemons, sweet lime, and so on. And then jellies, food stuff, and old leathers, paper, soil, etc., and many more. And conidia of Penicillium are present everywhere in air and soil. It was accidentally discovered by Alexander Fleming, who was working on bacteria, and his culture got contaminated by Penicillium notatum. So now we'll see the vegetative structure of this Penicillium. So we first will see the plant body of mycelium. So it is well developed and profusely branched. So here you can see this is what the structure of Penicillium. So here you can see this structure is what the mycelium structure, and it is well developed and it is profusely branched. So you can see here the branching of this Penicillium, composed of colorless, slender, tubular, branched, and septate hyphae. So here you can see this colorless and slender tube-like structure and branch, and then septate hyphae. Septate hyphae means it's having the septal wall. So this cross walls are present here. So this cross wall are known as what? The septate, or the septa. So that's why it is known as a septate hyphae. Then overall hyphae is spread on surface, but some hyphae penetrates inside the substratum to absorb the nutrient nourishment. So here you can see here some hyphae are there, here some hyphae are there. So some hyphae are grows on the surface of the substratum, and some hyphae grows inside or penetrate inside the substratum to absorb the nourishment. So that's why they can grow easily, and they can absorb the food material. Then mycelium becomes colored due to production of colored conidia. So just because of this conidia, that means the spores of the Penicillium. So that's spores is known as the conidia, and they become the colored that is the green color mold. We have in occurrence we have said, we have seen that green color. It's just because of this production of conidia. And then we'll see the cell structure of this Penicillium. So here you can see the cell structure of this Penicillium. It's having the cell wall, plasma membrane, ribosome, nucleus, oil globules, endoplasmic reticulum, vacuole, and mitochondrium. And this one is the what? The septum, means what? And it's having the septa, means cross wall is present. So here we'll see the cell structure. Hyphae is septate just because it's having the septum wall. So that's why it is septate. Hyphae is septate. Each cell is uninucleated, means each single cell that from this to this, it's having the what? The single nucleus. So it's known as the uninucleated. The cell wall is microfabular and And in Penicillium notatum, it is of 3 layer. So in Penicillium notatum, the cell wall is of 3 layer. The outer layer is made up from the glucan. The middle layer means the next layer is made up from the proteins, and the third layer is made up of chitin fibrils embedded in the granular matrix. The innermost layer is made up of pectic and hemicellulose. The plasma membrane surrounds the cytoplasm that contains organelles like mitochondria, ribosomes, and endoplasmic reticulum in embedded form. The reserve food material is in the form of oil globules. The adjacent cells are connected by a pore present in the septum of their walls. So here you can see the cell structure. Cell structure. Then next, here the reproduction it takes place by 3 types of reproduction in Penicillium. First one is vegetative reproduction, second asexual reproduction, and third one is sexual reproduction. First we'll see the vegetative reproduction. Vegetative reproduction is takes place by fragmentation. During fragmentation, the hyphae breaks into the short fragments that grows by this short fragments that grows by the repeated division into a new mycelium and produces a new penicillium. Then next, asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is takes place by formation of conidia. Conidia are produced on the special type of hyphae. This is called as a conidiophore. So here you can see the structure of the conidiophore. Here this one, here to here, this part is the conidiophore. The conidia are erect, brown, and broom-like in fashion. So here these are what the conidia. So here we can say the chain of the conidia, conidial chain. It is here, and it looks like a broom-like manner, and its color is brown color. Then each branch bears a short branch at its tips, and it is called as a metullum. So above the conidiophore there is a branch, a short branch on its tip. So this branch is known as the metullum, and each metullum there is a bottle shaped sterigmata. So here you can see the sterigmata is there. On this metulla there is a bottle shape sterigmata is there. So on this sterigmata conidia are produced. So here you can see the on this sterigmata conidia are produced. Whole group of metulla and sterigmata are called as a penicillus. So here the sterigmata and metulla for this group is known as what, the penicillus. So this is about the asexual reproduction. And next we'll see the structure of conidia. So here you can see the structure of conidia and the single spore of the penicillium, that is what, the conidium. Each conidia has tiny uninucleated spore like structure, maybe globose or an ovoid in shape. The spore wall is pigmented and it is made up of 2 layers. The outer layer is thick, pigmented, and it is called as exine. So here you can see the exine layer, outer layer, and then inner layer is smooth and thin, is called as intine layer. So here you can see the intine layer, that is innermost layer, intine layer, and it is smooth, and the exine layer is thick. Inside the spore wall plasma membrane is present, which encloses the mitochondria, ribosomes in embedded form. The reserve food is in oil globules. Then development of conidia. Each sterigmata is uninucleated. During reproduction, the nucleus conidia divided into two. One daughter nucleus along with some cytoplasm migrates into the slightly swollen tip of the sterigmata. The portion is then cut off from the rest of the sterigmata by formation of cross wall. The protoplast then contracts slightly and secretes its on wall. The process repeats several times and chain of conidia are formed. Each newly formed conidia is uninucleated, but later on its nucleus divided several times, making conidia multinucleated. Then next, germination of conidia. The conidia germinates by producing hyphae directly on falling on suitable substrate. So here you can see the conidia structure of conidia, then the germination of conidium. After the germination, it will be producing the penicillium like this. Then this is what the culture of petri dish culture of or nutrient culture of the penicillium. So in different medium, the penicillium is grown in petri dishes in sterile conditions. Then next we'll see the sexual reproduction. It is the perfect state of penicillium. All the species are homothallic. The sexual reproduction is oogamous. So oogamous means what? So both the gametes are different in their function and different in their structure. Male sex organ is called as antheridium. Female sex organ is called as ascogonia. So here the ascogonium, it is what? The female gamete. It is long, erect, multinucleate tubular structure with curved upper end. So here you can see the ascogonium, young ascogonium. So it is a tube-like structure, multinucleated structure, and curved upper end. So it here curving is there. So that is what the ascogonium. It arises from a uninucleate septate hypha as a finger-like lateral outgrowth, which elongates into an ascogonium. So here you can see the ascogonium. Here this one is multinucleated ascogonium is there. This one is ascogonium, that is the female branch. The nucleus of the ascogonium divides many times mitotically to produce 32 to 64 nuclei. So here you can see here lots of nuclei presents. That means they divided mitotically and produces 32 to 64 nuclei. The next one is the antheridium. That is what the male gamete or male sex organ of the penicillium. While the ascogonium is developing, a cylinder uninucleated branch originates from a cell of which of the same hypha adjacent to the developing ascogonium or from the neighboring hypha. This is called as antheridial branch. It grows up and coils around the ascogonium. So here you can see this is the male and this is what the female, and it's grows up and coils to the coils around the ascogonium. At the tip of the antheridial branch swells up and cut off from the rest of the branch to form a uninucleate antheridium. So here it get cuts, tip get cuts, and uh, it forms the uninucleated antheridium. Then next one, that is the fertilization. Here the fertilization, here you can see the picture. Here you can see the picture how the fertilization takes place. The tip of the antheridia comes into the contact with the wall of the ascogonium, and the wall of contact between the two dissolve to form a pore, and the protoplast of the gametangia comes in contact with each other through this pore, and the antheridial and ascogonial nuclei arrange themselves in pairs. Each pair is called as dikaryon. So here pairing takes place, and this each pairing is called as dikaryon. The next, cleistothecium development. So here you can see the picture of the cleistothecium. Here, this one. Okay, developing. It's developing cleistothecium, not completely developed one. As soon as the separation of the ascogonium and development of ascogonium hyphae starts, the sterile hyphae present at the base of the ascogonium grows upward and surrounds the sexual apparatus. This hyphae becomes interwoven to form a hollow ball-like structure. The peridium, that is the wall of the ascogonium. The ascocarp continues to grow even after the maturation of ascospore. The ascoscarp is without an opening, therefore it is called as a cleistothecium. Okay, then next, here you can see the picture of the cleistothecium. Here you can see the this is ascogonium, ascogonius hyphae, ascus peridium, then ascospores. These are there. dispersal and germination of ascospore. So the asci are even the asci are even ascent. That means they dissolve soon after the formation of ascospore, leaving the ascospore free in the ascoscarp. The ascospores are released by the decay of the wall of ascoscarp. The ascospore germinate by the formation of germ tube to form a new mycelium. So here you can see the structure of this cleistothecium, and this in this cleistothecium there are many ascospores are present, and each ascospore produces what the number there are some number of asci. So here you can see the asci. So this is about the sexual reproduction of penicillium. Then next, here you can see the life cycle of this penicillium. So here you can see the asexual reproduction of penicillium, and here it is what the sexual reproduction of penicillium. So here you can see this conidia are produced from this stigmata or the conidiophore, and then this conidia germinate to produce what the new penicillium, and produces the new conidia. So this life cycle which goes on continuously. So this is what the asexual reproduction. Here the next one is what the sexual reproduction. Here you can see in the sexual reproduction, here the somatic phase is there, or somatic phase of the hyphae is there, and here it get germinated and it produces the anthridium and ascogonium. So anthridium, it is the male gamete, and ascogonium is the female gamete, or female sex organ and male sex organ, and it gets bind together and produces what um, uh, the cleistothecium, and then cleistothecium contains what the ascospores, and these are the what the ascospores are present here inside this, and this single ascospores can produces what the uh, asci, and then when asci gets germinate, and it will produce this scheme the somatic type of hyphae, and the new mycelium will produce of the penicillium. This is about what the life cycle of penicillium. Thank you.